Hello student, welcome to e-classes of PNMSRI High School. Our next topic in chapter number 2, whole numbers, is properties of whole numbers. First I will give you a short introduction about the properties of whole numbers, then we will discuss the same briefly. When we look at different operation, that is plus, minus, divide, multiply, that is when we look at the addition of whole numbers or subtraction of whole numbers or multiplication or division of any two whole numbers. And by observing them closely, we find certain properties. These properties help us to understand the number better and due to which the calculation of it becomes easy. So when we look into various operation, here operation means the mathematical operations. On numbers closely, we notice several properties of whole numbers. These properties help us to understand the number better. So with the help of the different properties, we can understand the number better. Moreover, they make the calculation under certain operation very simple, and due to the use of various properties, the calculation becomes very simple. So there are 4 properties which we will be learning in this chapter. A. Closure property. B. Commutative property. C. Associative or associativity property. D. Distributive or distributivity property. Now we move to our first property, that is closure property. Sum of the two whole number is always a whole number. That is a plus b is equals to c. If a is also a whole number and b is also a whole number, by sum means to add. By adding these two numbers, we get the answer c, that is again a whole number. For example, 2 plus 5 is equals to 7. 2 is also a whole number, 5 is also a whole number. By adding these two numbers, we get the answer 7, which is also a whole number. The product of two whole number is always a whole number. Product means to multiply. If we multiply any two whole numbers, the answer we get is also a whole number. A multiplied by b is equals to c. For example, a is 2 and b is 5. By multiplying 2 and 5, we get the answer 10. Here 2 is also a whole number, 5 is also a whole number. So by multiplying these two numbers, we get the answer 10, which is also a whole number. So the difference between two whole number is not always a whole number. Difference means to subtract. By subtracting any two whole numbers, it is not necessary that we get the answer in a whole number. For example, by subtracting 6 and 2, we get the answer 4. Here 6 is also a whole number, 2 is also a whole number. By subtracting these two numbers, we get the answer 4, which is also a whole number. Now we will take another example. 3 minus 10. By subtracting 3 from 10. Here the rule for subtraction is we have to subtract the bigger number, the smaller number from the bigger number. But here the smaller number is being subtracted from a bigger number. So we will get the answer 7, but it will carry the sign of the bigger number. The sign of the bigger number is minus. So answer by getting subtracting 3 and 10 is minus 7. So here 3 is a whole number and 10 is also a whole number. But by subtracting these two numbers, we get an answer which is minus 7. It's not a whole number. So the difference between the two whole number is not always a whole number. The division of two whole number is not always a whole number. If we divide any two whole numbers, it's not necessary that we get the answer in a whole number. For example, 15 divided by 3 is equals to 5. So here 15 is also a whole number, 3 is also a whole number, and by dividing these two numbers, we get the answer 5, which is also a whole number. But if we divide 5 by 3, then we get the answer in a fraction form, that 5 upon 3. We will not get the answer in a whole number. So by dividing it's two whole numbers, it's not necessary that we get an answer in a whole number. So students, here we can conclude that closure property for whole numbers works for addition and for multiplication and not for subtraction and division. The closure property for addition is a plus b is equals to c. By adding two whole numbers, we get the answer in a whole number. For subtraction, a minus b is not equals to c. By adding two whole numbers, it's not necessary that we get the answer in a whole number. We can get answer in negative integers also. Closure property for multiplication also works because a multiplied by b is equals to c. By multiplying two whole number, we get the answer in a whole number. But the closure property for division does not work. A divided by b is not equals to c. By dividing two whole numbers, we can get answers as whole number, fraction or in a decimal fraction. So the closure property for whole numbers works for addition and multiplication and not for subtraction and division. Now next property is commutative property. The commutative property states that the numbers on which we operate can be moved from their position without making any difference to the answer. The property holds for addition and multiplication but not for subtraction and division. See, what is given in the definition is that in commutative property, we can do the operations of a number by moving the numbers. We can change the position of the numbers which will not make any difference to the answer. And like closure property, commutative property also holds good for addition and multiplication but not for subtraction and division. Now I will explain you with the help of few examples. Now commutative property for addition. The rule for it is a plus b is equals to b plus a, where a and b are whole numbers. If a and b, we can write a plus b or we can change its position and we can write it as b plus a. The answer will be same. For example, if the value of a is 2 and the value of b is 5, so if we add 2 and 5, we get the answer 7. And if we change the position of these numbers, then also answer will be same. By changing the position, if we are adding 5 plus 2, we get the answer 7. So commutative property hold good for addition. Now commutative property for multiplication. The formula for it is a multiplied by b is equals to b multiplied by a. Here also the value of a is 2 and the value of b is 5. For example, if we multiply 2 by 5 or by changing the position, if we multiply 5 by 2, we get the answer as 10 in both the cases. So it is proved that a multiplied b is equals to b multiplied by a, and the commutative property holds good for multiplication. Next is for subtraction. The commutative property doesn't work on subtraction of the whole numbers. So here a minus b is not equals to b minus a. For example, if the value of a is 2 and the value of b is 5, so 2 minus 5 is equals to 5 minus 2. If we calculate this, we get by subtracting 2 from 5, 2 is a smaller number. So we will get the answer minus 3, and by subtracting 5 by 2, we get the answer 3. So these two are not equal numbers. So we can say that the commutative property of whole numbers does not work for subtraction. Now for division. The commutative property also does not work for division. A divided by b is not equals to b divided by a, which we can prove by solving an example. If the value of a is 15 and the value of b is 3. So first we will divide 15 by 3, which comes to 5. By dividing 15 and 3, we get the answer 5. And if we interchange the value, if we divide 3 by 15, we will get the answer here as 3 ones are 3, 3 fives are 15. So we will get 3 ones are 3 and 3 fives are 15. So we get the answer 1 by 5, which is not equal to 5. So we can conclude that the commutative property of whole number does not work for division. Here we can conclude that commutative property for whole number works on addition and multiplication and not for subtraction and division. So students, with this we end our today's video and will continue with the properties of whole number in the next video. Thank you.